Now, in yesterday's video, your boy dived in and did a little bit more summons. Also, if you guys do want to join the giveaway, you're more than welcome to if you just go back and watch that video. I do explain things and how to go about entering. But with all that being said, I finally got the final SR that I was really looking forward to getting outside of every other SR. Purely because this is, I guess you could say, the free-to-play version of ALICIA, you know? Some people might even want to cater to being like, you know what, I've got Nam. I think I might go easy on the ALICIA banner, which is an option. Now, the key reason for that is because with this character in particular, she's obviously not only a water user, or typing should I say, which is heavily needed right now, because in all honesty, I think right now, water and wind are my lowest, well, kind of need more elevation should I say, with like future characters. However, we got ourselves an amazing SR character. So if you're free to play, if you're looking at SR characters and you need that water support, please look into Nam if you do have her. Obviously, I'm hoping as I go along we pull some dupes of her. So yeah, one thing about ALICIA which I feel like the majority of us are looking forward to is the freeze that she's going to apply, how good of an attacking water typing she will be. And on top of that, it's the ice armor that she can apply for your whole team, which is like full on broken. But like I said, free to play, Nam is in the building in terms of applying freeze on her basic skill, her ultimate, her her support skill, as well as her QTE. So that is kind of like the biggest role in terms of kind of interrupting the enemy on utilizing this character. Her damage is pretty decent. She works off from HP scaling, of course, and I guess the icing on the cake is that she's also break. She's a break unit, so there's a lot to be actually gained from this character in particular. So obviously it increases damage to frozen targets, so that's why she's got a lot of freezing going on from her skill, so that way she could benefit to do more damage. Obviously I got one dupe on her in terms of getting that effectiveness on the break, which is beautiful. I mean, if I can get more, happy days, but gonna have to work with what I've got. I've just been very unlucky in actually gaining or getting dupes of this character in particular. So yeah, right now the build that I've given her is kind of this, nothing too crazy, just giving her that HP, and then of course giving her that break effectiveness to do more damage, and then just scaling off from the enemy HP to do more damage, of course. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm going with right now in terms of building her up. Cerberus is one of the fire boss that is causing a lot of issues, I would say. You know, even I still struggle with it. Water typing is kind of desperately needing more support. Obviously Jiwoo right now is kind of holding it down in terms of how great of a character she is. Now SR units in the water typing are pretty decent in terms of the character we're looking at which is Nam, of course. We've also got Anne, I think that's her name. I'm slowly working on her too, but you know, as of right now with the water typing side of things, you know, it really is looking into the SR units to kind of help us out in that department. Now, look, truth be told, if you've got stacked up characters in terms of, you know, in other typing, then of course you could take those units and absolutely rock these bosses. But it comes down to on how strong they are in terms of their artifact, dupes, etc. and all that. So I feel like for the most part, a lot of us are going to be hoping and utilizing the typing advantage play of it, of course. And so yeah, with water typing, it really is kind of it's kind of bland. You know, it needs more support. With ALICIA coming along, it is going to provide that a lot more support that we need, that we desperately need. I know Cerberus, like I said, is causing a lot of issues. Now, obviously with Nam, she is a picture perfect character in terms of providing that break play along with the freeze, with the interruption for the Cerberus fight. I mean, that will provide a lot of help in terms of stopping him from running away, giving us time to kind of maneuver our way around the boss itself. Again, in multiple situations with bosses, trying to kind of maneuver your way around, to have that little bit of a second's break can actually help us a lot, you know. And that also gives us time to kind of recover our switching in and out for our characters, skills being used. So that, you know, there's a lot to factor in to actually give us that split second of breathing room, which Nam provides, of course. And the great thing, as I've mentioned, is that her freeze is on a lot of her skills. So we've got multiple options. Now, one thing to mention is ALICIA, with her freeze, she's coming in as a 30% chance to freeze the enemy from her basic skill. And obviously when you look at Nam's skill, it doesn't give us the percentage. So I'm not too sure of what's going on there, or if they're going to change ALICIA's skill to where it's guaranteed. And so to have multiple options to allow you to do that Very, very beneficial. Not only that, of course, you know, stopping the enemy before they do their big attacks, that's also a huge play. You know, I mean, to be fair, you can really maximize interrupting the enemy in terms of applying the skill, I think it's called Mutilate, where you can freeze the enemy, get the book, freeze the enemy, get Nam, freeze the enemy. What else? I'm confident in saying there's more ways to kind of interrupt their enemy. I'm pretty sure there is. I can't think of any right now, but it really is just coming along, and it's just going to be stacking up in terms of the amount that we can just interrupt the enemy. It's going to be, I mean, well, the stuns also, but if we're specifically talking about freezing, yeah. But overall, a character which I highly recommend you guys invest in. It's one of the top SRs which I would say, if you have remaining resources left, and this is the type of support that you need, and to fight against fire bosses, Nam is one of the SRs that I would say work on right now. As it stands, because I mean, again, she is a more of a free-to-play Alicia, and if Cheyenne is releasing next, then now would be the best time to actually get her somewhat semi-decently usable. Can I get him? Oh my god! 0.76 seconds left. Oh my god. So again, in a situation where, you know, it's a boss fight, you can take her along in terms of giving you that breathing room. So for example, if I want that freeze, I can utilize my skills, just kind of get off whatever I need to. Just kind of, there we go, and then we can just go in, and this will lead towards a break. We can just get there. It's a-okay if it doesn't, but I mean, the damage is there. But the big takeaway is that you got break support and you got freeze support, which will obviously give you that helping hand. So in a situation like this, freezing, even though we got the shadow step, it kind of classes as like a second shadow step in terms of allowing you to kind of pile on your attacks, you know. So that's one way you can kind of utilize that attack right there. There we go. See if we can get something magic going on here. Nope. There we go. And then we are going to freeze again. And then while we're using the freeze, we might as well use our skills. There we go, beautiful. Avoid that. Zoop over. And then again, as you see, that freeze really is just acting like another shadow step. So that way we can utilize our skills. Just drop that there. Nope. Before you do anything. I mean, again, if I did have her freeze available there, and that would help out because he's got his break available too. Yeah. So we're just gonna dash out the way. Beautiful. Oh god, I'm gonna get slammed. Oh no, we're good. We're chilling. We're chilling. We're chilling. Okay. Help her out with the freeze, and then while he's frozen, it gives us time to recover our skills, so that way we can then go for the break. It just works out beautifully, you know. And then this will then pretty much be a GG soon enough. Oh, I was not even paying attention because I was that confident of actually beating him. Houston, wait a minute. I am getting a little bit too cocky. Okay, let's not get overly ahead of ourselves. There we go. So that, again, that's one way kind of utilizing her as a support. Like, she's really good as a support, boys. Don't sleep on her, for the love of God. So yeah, when it comes to Nam, I'm going to hopefully get some more copies of her if I get lucky. But if she is an absolute real good solid SR unit for the water typing, and she's again a free-to-play option to how Alicia will be kind of playing out realistically. So if you're in need of that, go for it. But if you're just looking for an SR unit to work on in the water typing region, or I guess in to help you out in interrupting the enemy through the support side of things, then look no further. If you have her, that is. I understand she's an SR, she's a summoning unit, of course. So if you have her and you're considering working on her a little bit to start things off, I highly suggest it.